right, and welcome to episode 6 of CHOW. CHOW.
Chow, chow.
CHOW, CHOW. This is my good friend, Mr. Lloyd Vardy. You might know Lloyd. If you don't, now you do. How's it been going, Lloyd?
Perfect.
No complaints.
No complaints.
Nobody's complaining because he says nobody listens.
That's right.
How's your Habs been doing? I hear that you're
Too good.
I hear that you're over impressed with them for what they should be doing this year.
Yeah, they're doing better than they should be doing. Better than I want them to be doing. Only filling up the chances for getting the 5 pick.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I wouldn't have said that, season beginning, that if they were to get back-to-back first-round picks, I mean, I wouldn't have believed it. But
Now Florida's filling up their Habs other pick. So.
yeah, seems to be so. Yeah, Florida could get in. It's hard to say who's going to get in there, honestly, between Florida, the Islanders, and Pittsburgh. It just keeps on winning. Everybody wins their games.
Pittsburgh one seed.
Yeah, Pittsburgh won a couple hours ago. So, I believe it's Florida and Pittsburgh in that wildcard spot now with Islanders sitting. So,
Yeah.
Well, everybody plays today. This is the first day in NHL history where they've had 16 games on at one time. Now, of course, this is Seattle's second season in the league, so it's kind of a surprise, honestly, that they took this long to have 16 games on in one day. But here we are. Everybody's playing today, so it's big movements today. Habs are currently on, or the game should be starting any minute now against the Leafs.
Yeah. Now it's it.
Yeah. It's just, it's always a fun game to watch.
Yep. That's one of the few games I want them to win.
That's right. Fix the learn. They always wants to beat the Leafs, right?
Yeah, I've been wanting them to lose lately, but Leafs and Bruins don't think they want to beat.
Yeah. Oh, I can see that. Bruins beat the Leafs there this week, gone.
Bruins are tough.
Yeah, they're going to be. It's hard to say if they'll be steaming right through the playoffs, or will they have the curse of the President's Trophy going against them.
They got a few injuries coming up now, I think.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
McAvoy and Krejci.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll still power through. Of course, those guys will magically become okay to play halfway through the first round, if not the second round, as they always do.
Yeah, that could be partly rest and part injury.
Yeah. Cheating the system a little bit.
No cheat system now, but
Everything's legal.
yeah.
Put themselves 10 mil above the cap or something like Tampa Bay did.
If you look at it, most teams are above the cap once playoff comes.
Seems to be that way for the most part, yeah. I think the Flames are going to do it. Hard to say.
Nope.
I'm not overly optimistic. You've got a game right now that's on, should be on the same time as the Leafs and Habs game start. That's Predators versus Jets. So, I mean, looking at the standings right now, with Winnipeg with 89 points, Calgary with 89 points, and Nashville with 88. Somebody's got to get 2 points tonight.
And you've got to hope that both teams will get points.
Well, if they go to overtime, yes, both teams get points. That's right. So Calgary plays Vancouver tonight, which is, you could look at that and say, yes, they should win that. But you never know.
Vancouver's playing good lately.
They have been. And a loss would just, upset everything. And I think if they lose one game now at all,
You can't lose any.
you'd consider that a elimination, right? But they've got an extra game played, too. That's the worst fall, right?
Yeah, like if they lose one game, the other team's only got to get like 500. Not even that, is it? The other team's got 4 games. They've got 3, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so after tonight, it'll be 2 and 3 each.
Teams guaranteed. One team's guaranteed 2 points tonight. So.
Yep, which is, we got to make sure we beat Vancouver tonight. That's the thing. Now, we beat Vancouver last Friday, and then they beat Anaheim, and of course they had a stubborn loss to Chicago. That was not worth talking about.
Bad when you got to rely on other teams to get you in there.
It is. Now, the win against Winnipeg was very important, and I watched all that game. It was a very well played game in my mind.
Yeah.
If they played like that half the season, we wouldn't be in the position we'd be in right now. We'd probably be above Seattle if they had managed to play all year with that kind of attitude, grit.
They got team there that's just not playing.
Something's not clicking. And I mean, it's been clicking as of late. I don't know if it's the desperation or if it's they're actually finally getting along. Now, apparently there was a player-only meeting held roughly back before the Vancouver win, I believe. I think it was before I filmed last week's episode. There was a player-only meeting held, and it was led by Tyler Toffoli, as far as I know. And it was pretty much like, this is what we got to do. Put your all in. We're here as a team, whatever you might be thinking.
They should know that all the same.
They should know that, but sometimes they need a memory jog, right? Daryl Sutter is, Sutter. If you don't like him, then I just don't think this.
He's not going to change.
No, he's not going to change for you. He's not going to start smiling more or saying happy things. He's going to tell you exactly what's on his mind. He's Daryl Sutter. He's been doing that for years. Now, I mean, the last time Daryl had a team that squeezed into the 16th position for the playoffs, he wanted to go.
Yeah.
That was LA in 2012. So, anything's possible. But I'm not overly optimistic. I'm not going to cry and get on the camera and start shouting and bawling and calling out certain people if we don't get in. There's, sound like a Leafs fan, but there's always next year.
From this year, bud.
Yeah, it is. You lose.
A lot of teams when they get new players, it usually takes a year or so before they keep going.
Now Huberdeau's been doing better. He's been put back on left wing. He's picking up. So I mean, if that transpires into next season, I mean, even if the Flames do make the last wildcard spot by the hair of their chin, I don't expect them to beat Vegas or even it's possible it could be Edmonton.
Vegas not seeding.
Yeah, Edmonton won. It's so it's possible we could face Edmonton first round if we squeeze in. That don't sound appetizing at all. Looking at last year.
So I'd say they're in tough to get in anyway.
Yeah, they're in over their heads for sure. I don't know, what you would consider good chances. I mean, Vegas, Edmonton, or whoever. I don't think the Central is going to top the two Pacific teams there.
I think Colorado's the only team you want to avoid. I think he's no lot than the Paris at now, but he could be back before playoffs.
I think I'd sooner face Vegas than Edmonton, honestly.
Oh yeah, I think Vegas would be your best option.
Looking at the way it is right now, yes. I mean, I don't know who's the best option to win between that Winnipeg and Nashville game. I mean, Winnipeg has the tiebreaker against us, and I assume Nashville probably has a tiebreaker as well. Now, we play them next game, I believe. What's today? Today is Saturday. I feel like they play them Tuesday.
Wasn't that earlier?
I know they play them, and they play San Jose. That's their last three games is Vancouver, Nashville, San Jose. And I think Nashville's either Monday or Tuesday. Playoffs start next Monday, so we've got Saturday night, Sunday, and Monday morning to really go over your playoff bracket. But for the most part,
Playoffs are almost set there now anyway.
yeah, it's pretty well set in stone. You got the Leafs playing Tampa Bay first round. That was almost a given. That was almost a given 2 months ago, if not three. Just the way that it looked going in. I mean, Florida didn't look like they could catch any of them. Let's see. So McDavid hit 150 points in the game this afternoon against San Jose. I think he got like 151 now or 152. I'm not sure if he assisted or not.
He got 3 points today.
Yeah. Over 150 points now. He's only the sixth player in NHL history to have 6 points in 6 points. Last player's done that. Lucci's got that share, for God's sakes. Sixth player in NHL history to get 150 points in one season. You would think it'd be more than that, though.
You saw some of the players that got all the multiple numbers out good there. The Gretzky used to be.
That's right. You would think that, I mean, off the top of your head, Gretzky, Lemieux, probably Bossy, Yager, yeah, maybe Curry. Harry Curry's a possibility. Yeah, but apparently only 6 have had 150 points in the season, so but he's having a phenomenal year. I mean, it's not necessarily going to transpire over into. I think that's the proper word to use. I've used it like 3 times so far. You're like, yeah, no, that's not the right. But is it going to, show in the playoffs that I'm a guy with 150 points?
Look how dominating he is now. So imagine what it was like with Gretzky and Lemieux.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, you got Gretzky, Lemieux, Yzerman, Esposito, and Bernie Nichols. That was probably the year he scored 60 or 70 goals on the LA Kings. He must have been what Gretzky that year, was it?
This year Gretzky came in with him.
Okay, so yeah.
Year after.
Yep. So yeah, you Bossy didn't have it. Yager didn't have it. No 150 point season. Well, Bernie Nichols is the biggest surprise there. Esposito was just forgotten. Steve Yzerman, yeah, we should know the difference in that. Yeah. Yeah, he's doing crazy. He's got a 64 goals on the season. Now he had 2 today.
Yeah.
64 goals on the season. He got 2 games left. If he scores 2 more, that'll beat Ovechkin's 65 from 07-08, which will be the best.
Hopefully he beats it.
Not an Ovechkin fan, I take it. I don't mind Ovechkin. I like Ovechkin. He's a great player. It's just sad that he's Russian. Well, you gotta like your Canadians, right? That's how, you're supposed to like hockey. Everybody say.
I like Lidstrom.
Yeah.
He's not Russian, but he's
Swedish.
Overseas.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. What else have I got?
Fedorov.
Sergei Fedorov.
Fedorov.
That's right. Yeah, he scored. Yeah, McDavid scored his 300th career goal. I didn't mention that. Bruins officially won the President's Trophy, I believe, since last episode. We've had 2-1 win over the Blue Jackets. They're going to face, obviously, the bottom wild card, which is still not decided in the East yet. Could be Islanders, could be Pittsburgh, could be Florida. I think Boston will. I think they'll have their hands fullest, I think, with Islanders. I think out of those 3.
Well, if Florida's been coming up good, they can be tough. If they...
Yeah, they can be tough for sure. I mean, you got, C.H.O.W. is really performing in Florida a lot more than Huberdeau is. He's actually doubled in points.
That's not surprising.
No, it's not. C.H.O.W.'s a good young player. Huberdeau's got a bit more age behind him.
Huberdeau's good too, but just the chemistry he had there.
Yeah. Right. That's right. No, hopefully he'll have a better year next year, but C.H.O.W. having 100+ points in Florida is kind of just is a little, thorn in your side kind of thing. He's the 8th player, I do believe, to have 100 points this season.
Yeah, that seems like a lot.
Mitch Marner, Mikko Rantanen, and Jack Hughes are 3 more players in the close range of getting 100 points this season. So you could have 10 or 11 players this year with 100 points. Marner might get 5 points versus the Montreal tonight. You don't know.
Hopefully not.
Oilers are still doing good. Outside of McDavid, you got Stuart Skinner, who set an Oilers record for most wins in a single month. He had 10 in March. That's beating Mike Smith's record from last year. Tommy Salo and Grant Fuhrer had the same number of wins, 9.
Yeah, I would have figured Grant Fuhrer must have had most of it.
Yeah, in December of 88, he had 9 wins. So, Stuart Skinner, not somebody that you would automatically assume is a all-star goalie for a good team, is winning more games than what Grant Fuhr was in the Oilers jersey.
Because the team in front of him are playing good right now.
Yeah, that's right. Now, Leafs lose Murray to injury. Don't know how long he'll be out.
I think they got a rookie playing tonight. Anderson or something like that. Something like
not one of the Growlers goalies, is it? They had, oh my goodness, one of the Growlers goalies. They had him up earlier this year as backup to who they had him when Murray and said. I got his name completely forgot. Unprofessional of me, yes, but there was a Growlers goalie. He didn't get to play. He sat on the bench. Their third goalie played back-to-back games. And I can't even remember his name. That tells you how much it follows the Leafs. Definitely. Speaking of the Growlers, they've got a franchise record wins now. They've only been on the goal for 3 or 4 seasons, but they've got a franchise record number of wins in the season. They've got 46 now, I do believe, and they played this afternoon. I don't know if the outcome of that game was announced before I left the house or not. They were playing the CHOW Riviere Lions, last home game of the season. Their playoffs start in roughly 2 weeks. Their first round opponent has not been determined yet, so they've got 3 road games for the first 3 games of the series, because their series goes don't like the one who's got the home ice advantage just plays more games, but they generally end up playing games 4, 5, 6, and 7. So games 4, 5, 6, and 7 will be at the Mary Brown Center in St. John's on the 25th of April, 27th of April, 30th of April, and 2nd of May, of course, if they need to play that many. And the first 3 games are on the road for their undetermined. It's pretty good hockey, I gotta say. I've been into 3 games this season, and they really enjoyable hockey. Honestly, it's rough, it's gritty, and it's pretty fast too. Like, it's usually high scoring games. Usually it's like 6-5 or 4-4 going overtime and stuff like that.
You see, live is much better, I think.
Oh,
it seems much better
for sure. Now I'm comparing it to local hockey around here. There's nothing wrong with Caribou's hockey, don't get me wrong, but Growlers hockey is quite fast, and I enjoy it more than the couple times I went and see the Ice Caps. I went and see the Ice Caps when they were here for the farm teams for Winnipeg and Montreal, and it was all right, but it was slow. Right? Now the Growlers, I think, is more entertaining for sure. So Dawson Mercer had his first career hat trick this week. New Jersey is doing very well compared to what they have been in the last 3 or 4 seasons. Dawson is really fitting in, I think, with Jack Hughes.
You can put on the top line.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, most teams, if you're put on the top line, you'll get great opportunities, of course.
Yeah. But if you're playing good in the last little while, it's not just this past week where you guys had trick.
No.
The last couple months.
Yes. I honestly think, he's probably at this point, if he keeps going the way he's going, if he won't be the best Newfoundlander to ever put on the skates and play in the NHL, he'll be the second best for sure. I consider Monko Ryder the best Newfoundlander.
I don't.
No.
I think Danny Fury is the best one.
Think so?
He can score, and he had great defense. Killing power plays and that.
Yeah, it's a good player that way. That would be true.
And overall, I think Perry was a better player.
Yeah, I
still get started, but
yes, that's right. But everybody has their opinions on everything. Nobody's clearly right when it comes to a lot of things, unless somebody is clearly out, in the league. You're not comparing Big David DeLucci here or something like that. But no, Michael Ryder was good. He had a lot of points too, right? And they both won cups with their teams. Yeah, Clary was a good player too, but
then you get Keith Brown. He never got many points, but he played good defense that way.
Yeah, that's right.
Back a few years ago, now but still.
And Teddy Purcell had a good couple of years, and that kind of faded away. But
again, he was with Tampa.
Yeah, and then he went with the Oilers for a bit. I think he had a PTO with Boston, and he kind of fell out of the league, we'll say. And who else you had? You had Colin Greening, and you had
There's a few that time. Sure.
Ryan Glow.
Ryan Glow was a good player too.
Yeah, Ryan Glow.
Injury prone. That's the only thing with him.
Well, there's a lot of players like that are good but injury prone. Matthews will definitely fall into that category by the time his career is over with. But Chloe, and then you had there's another guy I'm thinking of. You said Adam Pardy.
Adam Pardy,
Yeah.
Calgary.
Adam Pardy, that's right. He was good.
And you had Acosta.
Yeah.
Goalie.
Yeah. Did Jason Churchill ever make the NHL? He was.
He might have been drafted in a minor league.
I think he was owned by the San Jose Sharks, I believe. I could be wrong on that.
Played, as far as I know, anyway.
Well, there's a few. I mean, now we've got Dawson Mercer, and we've got Alex Newhook, and Calgary owns the rights now to. Oh my gosh, Clark Bishop. He was for on the Carolina Hurricanes, but he's with Calgary now. He owns the rights to it. So I'm not sure where he's playing. There's a few new players around, but I think Dawson is one of the best. I think once his career goes around to the end of it. He's only young yet. He's only got 2 years in, but I mean, he might fall back. Might not be as good in 5 years, but he could also be better than what he is now.
All depends on the team, right?
That's right.
Team's playing good. Because he's not a superstar, so
No.
he's dependent on the team.
Well, there's that. There's lots of players that play really well. I think Zach Hyman is an excellent example of a player that plays well with other good players.
Oh, yeah.
Left their lunch in the room. Some big bag. What else have I got there in notes? A few things.
5 games after the season.
I don't know what else is.
First in NHL history, 5 shutouts, 5 hat-tricks.
Yes, I don't know specifically what night it was, but there was a night in the league this week where there was 5 games played, and all 5 games were shutouts for them. They're all shutout games. There's always a record.
Oh, geez, always something.
Always something different that happens every night that never happened before, or much like 16 games being played. I mean, obviously 16 games could be played 2 years ago. But now it's cool to know that I think that should be almost every Saturday night, honestly. Having everybody play. I mean, Saturday.
I think there should be a game every night, not necessarily. Don't matter if it's every Saturday night, but every night there should be at least one game on.
Oh, for sure. Now, yesterday there was no games on. Everybody's playing tonight, but no games yesterday. So,
especially for die-hard fans that need to see a game.
You've often said before you're more of a hockey fan than you are a Habs fan.
Oh yeah, I'll watch everyone.
That's right. You clearly get more games on the television than I do.
Yeah.
I complained the other night that I couldn't get the Chicago game, the Anaheim game. I couldn't get the Anaheim game.
It seems like you get 3 or 4 almost every night.
Yeah.
17 consecutive playoff appearances for
Marc-Andre Fleury. Marc-Andre Fleury, ever since he was with Pittsburgh, he's going to be one of the greater goalies to go down, I think. He's got how many Stanley Cups now? 2, 3. Was he with Pittsburgh when they won it in 09? Probably a backup, was he?
Yeah, because that's after they got because he left Pittsburgh when
they won the Cup in 17.
Yeah, when he went to
Vegas. Yes. Yeah, but was he with the team in 2009?
2009.
I feel like the goalie for Pittsburgh was somebody that you will know as soon as I say it. You're like, okay.
Was Ranford back there?
Who?
That was Anthony Nielsen.
Pittsburgh Penguins lineup. 09. The periods would go instead of the space bar. Lineup 09 playoffs. That was the year they won, wasn't it? 09? Yes, because he lost to Detroit in 08. They had Miroslav Satan that year? No. Jordan Stahl, Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin. Goalies. Yeah, they had Fleury. Fleury played 62 games that year.
Not like it is now.
No. Huh. So it was Fleury. No, 09. That answers the question. There was a different goalie that I was thinking about. I don't know why. He was an older goalie. But the other goalies here are John Curry, who played 3 games, Matthew Garon, who played 4 games, and Denny Sabern, who played 19. There's another goalie I'm thinking about that played for Pittsburgh that's not one of those 4 there.
Years ago?
Like late 2000s.
Let's say Tom Barrasso, but that must be before that.
Really stumped on that one. But no, Flower's an excellent goalie.
Oh, yeah. Makes some good saves.
He does, and
his like the goalies back in the 80s, 90s, and that with acrobatics and that.
Yeah, he can still do it too at this age, which is incredible. Who we got here? Goalies. Ty Conklin. Ty Conklin played with them the year they lost to. That's what I'm thinking about. Ty Conklin.
He wasn't much.
No, but he played with them the year they lost to Detroit in the finals. The year before, right? So he probably was traded or whatever. But I
know he played with Fleury played with Pittsburgh because the save he got off of 2 saves right at the end of the game. I don't know if it was Osman or Lindstrom, or he came across the crease, slid across.
I think I know what you're talking about, but there's been that many I can't know.
I think it was 2 saves right at the end of the.
I might burst your Montreal bubble. I don't know if you want me to or not. Leafs are up 2-0. Mariner got 2 points. The worst thing I'm about to tell you is the shots are 18-1.
Good. I prefer they didn't get blown in.
Well, yeah, no.
And they get at least 1 goal.
A little bit of dignity.
Yeah.
4-1 or something.
I don't want Matthews to.
No. Well, you got Tavares and Mariner so far. So. Predators and Jets are still scoreless. Sabres beat Hurricanes. Penguins beat Red Wings. Dallas beat Golden Knights, and Oilers beat Sharks. So Washington is officially eliminated from the playoffs for the first time in 6 years. Not to say that Washington had a huge chance to win the cup, but they usually are a presence that's almost always there.
John Carlson's injuries, that's a big part of that, I think.
Yeah, for sure, over half the season. And he had a skull broken. That's
what they had done after.
Yeah. Severed an artery, severed part of the ear.
I seen when he did highlights when he got injured back when it happened.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it was that bad, but geez. Yeah, it was a lot.
Yep, for sure. Seattle's actually clinched their first playoff berth in their second season. Not too bad.
They played a good game when they played. Hustle game.
Yeah. That's something I haven't rarely watched so far. Yeah. Is the Kraken. I might have seen 2 or 3 games so far in the last 2 years. I mean, you watch a lot more hockey than I do. I mean, I try to stay up, and watch a period or 2 of Flames games. And if there's another game on TV for a team I semi want to pay attention to, I'll turn it on. But you probably watch a game a day, I suppose.
Game or 3 or 4.
I wish I could at times. People think I talk about hockey a lot now, let alone if I stayed up and watched games all the time. People tell me I talk about it way too much now.
Work shift works around that.
Yeah, that's right. They say, don't you talk about anything else besides hockey? I said, sure. What kind of music do you like? And they kind of laugh. So, I'm going to watch most of that Vancouver game, Calgary-Vancouver game tonight. That'll be all right.
Yeah.
Uh, Oilers, they got 3 players with 100 points this season. That's Draisaitl, McDavid, and Nugent Hopkins. This is Nugent Hopkins' first career 100-point season. I should have mentioned that when we spoke about it before, but that's the first team to have 3 100-pointers since the 95-96 Penguins. And you know what? You can probably tell me, but I don't know if I know the third Pittsburgh Penguin to have 100 points that year. I know it's Lemieux.
Francis.
Francis. Okay, so it's Lemieux, Jagger, and Francis.
He was up on top in scoring like 3 or 4 years in a row this week.
Pittsburgh up on top line with the boys.
Yeah. He was a good player anyway.
Oh, for sure.
Right? He's assist.
Assist machine.
Yeah.
But
the Oilers now, that's why they're doing so good is Hopkins having a great year.
He's having a good year with the boys, yeah.
Right, so he's able to give them more freedom.
That's right. Now, so
when you took him up off the third line last year, he was on the third line.
So when you say the players play good when they play with good players, is Nugent Hopkins an exception to that rule, or do you think that he fits into that category?
Well, he would fit in that category too. You stick one line with McDavid.
He's going to score points.
This year he's playing with Draisaitl most of the time.
Yeah.
For sure, 100 points.
For sure. The deal for the Ottawa Senators ownership, Ryan Reynolds, is a part of that. He was spotted at a game recently, so it leaves more people to think that the deal's coming to close. But I think that's going to wait till the season's over to announce new ownership.
Probably so.
They're not going to make the playoffs, so I'd say like 2 to 3 days after the regular season is over, you'll hear that Ottawa Senators have been sold. So I don't know if
it's the owner, so it don't really make much difference.
No, it's not.
As long as someone's own.
It's true. I mean, the owners rarely have anything to do with the team, but well, I wouldn't say it's nice to see somebody like Ryan Reynolds on the team. I mean,
might attract a few extra people too.
Yes, that's one way to look at it. Yes, it might bring up attendance and stuff like that, right? Popularity and such. You got teams like Edmonton, Toronto, and Montreal are the most popular teams in Canada. Teams like Calgary somewhat, but Ottawa and Vancouver and Winnipeg, they kind of get overshadowed.
Winnipeg especially.
Yeah, Winnipeg gets tucked to the side a lot. One of the newest teams in the league, and they rarely get talked about. I think the only other thing there that I really got is Daniel Briere's son. I think it's there in the notes there somewhere. I have to take it from your hands. Briere removed from Mercyhurst after the off-ice incident. You heard about that?
Yeah.
The wheelchair pushing down the stairs. Not a good image, especially for his father, who just recently got the promotion in Philadelphia.
But again, you don't know all the details either. So
no, that's right.
Young fellas out 2 o'clock
drinking or whatever,
and seeing the chair there and just give it a push.
He probably didn't remember it in the morning. I didn't realize I didn't speak on this. Curtis Joseph, C.H.O.W. He was in Toronto as the emergency backup goalie this week. He haven't played with the Leafs since 08-09. That's the last season he played. But to have a retired goalie as your emergency backup, is that almost cheating?
But the emergency backup can go to either team, can it?
Well, that's true. That is true. Yes, I didn't think about that because when Scott...
what are you, the Zamboni driver?
Yeah, he was a Marlies. He went in for Carolina.
He went in for Carolina. He's from Toronto.
Yeah, that's right. Scott, oh my goodness gracious. It was like a year after that, this guy named Scott, who was like a lawyer, but he was emergency backup goalie because he played beer league in Chicago. He went in and played for Chicago Blackhawks, the home goalie. Scott Foster. He, that's 2 emergency backup goalies that have won games. That's pretty much it. It's been a semi-slow week for the end of the season. It's more of a playoff push kind of type thing now. I usually run over the divisions and look at the standings at the end of every video. Don't know if you want to take it away with the Atlantic. I know the phone screen's cracked.
Atlantic first, Boston by a mile, 127 points. Toronto second, 103 points. should be locked there now. It is a lock.
It is, yeah. They got home ice advantage
Yes.
against Tampa Bay.
Tampa third, 96 points. Florida, 89 points.
Unclinched, yeah.
Rest don't matter.
This don't matter, no, that's right.
Buffalo, 85 points. Ottawa, 81 points. Detroit, 80 points. And Montreal, 68 points.
In the Metropolitan Division, Carolina they're not locked in as first yet. That's going to come right down to the end of it. 109 points in first. New Jersey sits in second with 108. The Rangers sit in third with 104. Then we've got, like I said, now these teams are not locked into their playoff spots yet. Pittsburgh is in fourth with 90 points with their win over Detroit today. That's the thing, too. I'm reading the stats in the middle today, right? Islanders are in fifth with 89. Then you've got Washington in sixth with 77. Philly in seventh with 71. And Columbus, man, it's awful. 56 points.
Perfect.
It is, yeah, sure. Get Bedard to play next to Line
Good got hurt last game. I don't know if he played.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's how much I pay attention to the guy now. Pretty sad. You know, Kachuk was like, yeah, I want to get traded. So you can kind of say, okay, well, you know, I hate to see him go, but at least he was honest and we got something for him.
Yeah.
Gaudreau was like, no, I'm just going to watch. I want to win games, he says. Goes to Columbus.
Yeah.
How well did
Get Bedard.
If they get Bedard, they could be forced to
You're
get rid of
probably
him.
looking ahead. In the Central, Dallas, 102 points. Is that updated from today?
I would assume so, yes. Yeah.
Colorado, 100 points. Minnesota, 98.
Hmm.
Winnipeg, 89. Nashville, 88. St. Louis, 81. Arizona, 67. And Chicago, 56. Not bad considering what they got rid of this year.
Chicago should have 54 points. Seeing, you know, Calgary last one stupidly.
There's other teams like that too. So.
Yeah. Well, I think we lost all our games against Chicago this year, which makes no sense, but it just happens that way. Toronto lost both games against Arizona too.
Yeah.
So I don't think they've beaten Arizona in Arizona. I think in 6 seasons or 7 seasons or something. It's a weird stat, but it's there. In the Pacific Division, Vegas is in first with 107. Edmonton is in second with 105. It's like I say, Edmonton's not out of reach there on getting first in the Pacific.
No.
But third is
They're
LA.
playing good lately too.
Yeah. Either way, Edmonton will have, or Vegas will, they'll both have home ice advantage because LA is probably not going to catch Edmonton at this point. LA is in third with 100 even. Fourth is Seattle with 96. Then it's Calgary in fifth with 89. Vancouver in sixth with 77. San Jose in 60th. San Jose in seventh with 60 points. 60th, that's awful. Really bad. And eighth is Anaheim with 56. Anaheim actually has been given the best odds to win Bedard. I don't know how they calculate that, but they have the best percentage to win.
Have they got an extra pick from someone else?
I don't know.
It is.
I don't know how that goes.
Who did you say?
Anaheim. They've been given the best odds to win
Who did they
Bedard.
trade this year?
Klingberg got rid of last year. No, Klingberg. They picked up Klingberg from Dallas, and he went to Minnesota. I know that's not really getting rid of somebody, but
But if they picked up a first round pick, that's how they
yeah.
did the calculations here too, right?
All right, Lloyd. I guess that's it really for NHL news. Soon be some big playoff talks, I guess.
Yep. All the hockey picks.
So I don't think there's any series as right now that's guaranteed except for Tampa Bay and Toronto. That's the only one that's been 100% guaranteed so far. And Toronto's got home ice advantage. So, do you think this is the year? Do you think this is the year that we finally get, you know, the Leafs getting past the first round and everybody who's not a Leafs fan gets to buy a pair of earplugs?
Not guaranteed either. They got a good chance, but
Do you think they had a better chance this year with their Leafs lineup versus their Tampa lineup versus last year's lineups?
more questionable bit goaltending this year. totally honest, I don't know.
Yeah,
He's playing good, but
yeah, that's right. I mean, they got Murray hurt. Samsonov is not, all-star quality. I don't think he's a cup-winning
see
goalie.
what playoffs like.
But that's how it always goes. I mean, you're quite optimistic. You don't have no clear opinions on how everything goes. You don't think we know.
What's that?
You're open-minded about both sides.
Yeah. But big injury to Tampa. If he comes back, and make a big difference. And C.H.O.W. got injured first leg last game.
Who you say?
C.H.O.W. Connor C.H.O.W.
Oh yeah, from Nashville. Yeah,
He got injured last game.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference.
yeah, for sure. You've got
But that Tampa, I would count that.
sure. I can still see the series going to 6 or 7 games.
So yeah,
But I got a gut feeling that Toronto is going to do more damage against Tampa this year. I know they went to 7 games, but no. I just got this feeling that
Tampa's not
Toronto's
playing super lately,
no, they're not.
but they can change.
Oh, I mean, they get into the playoffs and Vasilevsky could just run hot.
Sure.
Think of Toronto at 5-6.
Vasilevsky's playing awful lately.
Yeah.
He has to scatter the game in this scatter bag game.
Yeah, he can't play great his entire career. Just unfigured. Imagine Tampa Bay making the finals like 6 or 7 years in a row. Be sickening to watch, wouldn't it, after a
They're
while?
not going to get past second round.
No, not with Boston. I think Boston is almost a cemented conference final play team. I feel that.
Right now, I think Boston's the finals.
Yeah.
Only because C.H.O.W. got injured at Carolina. I thought Carolina was the finals team.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, he won't make it back at all for playoffs. He's done. So, yeah, I can see that. Boston making the finals for sure. I mean, Boston versus Carolina, or Colorado. Boston versus Colorado could be a very firm final. I don't count Edmonton out for this.
No.
I honestly think Edmonton could make the finals. They could have their revenge on Colorado if they meet them in the Eastern or Western Conference Finals. I don't.
Always shows up.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think anybody in the Pacific has a good chance against Edmonton. I think Edmonton has the overhead on it all. I think the worst opponent they could face would probably be LA, because LA just tends to play.
Tough. Well, let them face LA.
They play a very
Tough defense. Right?
I've heard they're confusing to play, if that makes any sense.
They got like probably two of the best players that play against McDavid.
Yeah.
LA. Deneau and Kopitar.
Yeah, Philip Deneau is really taking a good role in LA. So
Kopitar's good at it too.
Sounds like Kopitar. Yeah. I've always liked Kopitar. In high school, when LA went to the finals, in 12 and 14, I cheered for them both years. I know that sounds strange coming from a diehard Flames fan, but no, I cheered for LA both years. Dad was doing a renovation on an old store that was at one point a sports store, and there was an old 1980s LA hat, corduroy hat, and the button up, not a bomber jacket, but what do you call it, like the puffy jackets with the no collar. Yeah, almost like a school college frat boy movie jacket. You know what I mean? I wore that all the time. When they went to the playoffs, and both years they won. So, I guess I had a second favorite team. There was none there. Must have been sold out because they had Movie Bar, right? Yeah. More Calgary Flames fans than little Springdale was Gretzky fans, I guess. Yeah. But no, the jacket's probably still at mom and dad's. I know the hat's in the bedroom somewhere, but no, the old jacket's still kicking around somewhere too. So they won both years that time. That was pretty fun to watch. Yeah, of course they'll never beat if Calgary ever wins, but no counting on that. Definitely not this year at least. All right, Lloyd, thank you for taking the time out of your evening to pop it around and see the sights of Clareville, I guess, Trevor.
Right.
Driving and talking hockey. That's how CHOW works.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
I'm sure I'll be talking to you about the playoffs
Yeah.
in the next 2 months. You'll be like, what's that nuisance wants now typing messages to me at 2 o'clock in the morning. Thanks. Ciao.
Ciao.